Hello, people. I'm gonna tell you something right now. I'm gonna tell you a little something that is the truth, and I found in the Word of God. He led me to these things to help you understand the path. Don't be deceived by man. Don't be deceived by the world, by the things you hear and see. Focus on God. That should be our only focus, no matter what happens in this earth and this whole universe, so long as we live. I like playing the guitar because it helps me give the rhythm, the words out that I need. Even though I know I can't play, I still do it. I'll tell you one thing right now. Anything that coexists on this earth is just because God made it and He permitted it. You understand? Alright, so God created the earth and the whole universe, and He Adam and Eve, and so the rest of us. Because before anything existed, God thought about it and He created it. Because His knowledge so passes our understanding and knowledge and wisdom. Come on, people. You won't ever understand. Alright, I'm gonna tell you like this, right? Alright, I'm gonna tell you just like this. God created the earth and the whole universe for a reason and a purpose, to give us life and stars to look at it the whole ways. So anything that exists because of God, and if it wasn't for God, nothing would exist, not even life itself. So we exist, so we shouldn't have to question why anything else exists. Why should we seek for life when we are the greatest life that God's ever created in His image and not the other things? You know what I mean? So if God created us, we are the greatest thing that can ever exist to happen. So why worry about other life on other planets when we are God's greatest creation? He is our greatest motivation, man, too. You know what I'm saying? Through years and empty deceit, man started going on his own tradition and his own understanding, and it started less and less depending on God's understanding. That's how the world got corrupt. It started depending on itself and not on God. So as through one man's hatred came, sin came through him through the whole world. Yes, through one man's sin can enter the world and enter man, and enter sin through many. So through sin came lies and empty deceit and false dreams and hopes. And that is the truth. Because it only can take one corrupt person to corrupt others. But if you are strong in the will of God, no man shall deceive you. Not even His own word, His own hatred. Because God is love, and He is the truth of all things. I'll tell you like this, people. The scientists build rockets to go to the moon, the 12 planets. They spend billions and billions of dollars hoping to find something, and they find nothing. You know why they haven't found anything? Because they're going by their own understanding and not according to God, not even according to Christ. So how can they expect to discover things when they're trying to do it on their own will? They won't find anything. You know why? Because if you read the Bible, I'll tell you like this. This is two simple things that will help you understand a lot. In Hebrews chapter 11 verse 3, by faith we understand that the universe was formed at God's command, so that what is seen was not made out of what was visible. So God created everything out of nothing. So everything that was created, God created it. And you know what? John chapter 1 verse 3, all things were made through Him, and without Him nothing was made. So what does that tell you? That means He created the whole universe out of nothing. So anything that does exist exists because of Him, and nothing would not exist if He didn't create it or permit it to happen. You know what I mean? So you understand that, right? So anything and everything that does exist is because of God. God created us, so He created the whole universe. So we are God's greatest creation because He made us in His image. You know what I'm saying? Most people just don't seem to understand. He created us, but still pay attention to other things that shouldn't matter. When every day you walk down the street and you see another face, that's God's creation, not of man. You know what I'm saying? And hundreds and thousands of years has passed by, and since people haven't found their own answers, they decided to go on their own. Less depending on God and start depending on themselves. That's how the world's gotten so corrupt. Because, you know, man says this, man says that. Yet, most of the things that they do state, they have no proof, but they're just word spreads. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, come on, people. Fools spread rumors and then they're accepted by people who don't know what they're talking about or what they're doing. So I can go and tell you the world's gonna end and you're gonna believe it because I said it. You know what I'm saying? But it's not like that. Just like how many times already have supposedly this prophet, whoever he is, he prophesied the world was gonna end in the year 2000, then the year this and this, and every time he prophesizes it, everybody thinks the world's gonna end. So either one, they go kill themselves, they go spend all their money and their riches, and they come back broke. You know what I'm saying? And then he comes back and tells the whole world, I miscalculated this and that. How many times he's done that? Don't believe man when he tells you the world's gonna end. Come on. The only one who knows when the coming of God's gonna come or when the world is gonna end, only God knows the answer to that. Because if you read the Bible, no man on earth, not even the angels in heaven, will know when the world will come to an end. I mean, come on, people, please stop wasting your time with this nonsense of what man tells you. Gets me so upset when people believe things and they don't read the Bible. Because you can only gain knowledge and understanding through God and not through the basic principles of man. You know why? Because I'm going to tell you right here. And it's all in the Bible. And it clearly states it. Colossians chapter 2 verse 8. Beware lest anyone cheat you through philosophy and empty deceit according to the tradition of men, according to the basic principles of the world, and not according to Christ. And you know what? 1 Corinthians 2 verse 12. Now we have received not the spirit of the world, but the Spirit who is from God, that we might know the things that we have been freely given to us by God. So it makes a lot of sense, right? Man deceives man, and it goes on for centuries and hundreds and thousands of years. So it's like they're all believing on false hopes and dreams. Just like these minds, supposedly they prophesied the world was going to end, but they died. What happened to them? They couldn't prophesize that, could they? They can see to the future, but they couldn't see into their own death. No disrespect, but it's the truth. That's why we can't depend on man, because they didn't serve God. So how can you believe them? You know what I'm saying? It's like people just believe things for many years. They said this, they don't exist anymore. The only thing that coexisted was this forever is God's understanding and knowledge, because God is real. He's always been there. He will live forever. Even when the earth and everything passes, His word will remain forever no matter what. It's like man has grown ignorant into the things of the world and less dependent on God. Why is that? Because man deceived. Through one man's sin came sin to the whole world. So one man that deceives one will deceive many. So when you go to school, they teach you the things according to their understanding in science. That's how school is. They teach you the basic principles of the world, and they teach you nothing of Christ or of God. They don't want to allow it in schools. They don't want to allow it in a lot of places. That's why a lot of the time they tell these people, stay inside your church, stay quiet, and we'll take care of you. That's what they want. They want to put us this small so that the whole world won't know nothing. Why do you think that the world wants to keep us quiet? Sin has deceived them, and they push away the truth. They don't want to hear it, see it, or even think about it, read about it. I'm going to tell you like this too. God is not a religion. He didn't come to complete a religion. He came to complete the things that God sent Jesus so He can complete things for Him. But yet many people don't understand it. I mean, there's many different churches. They're good. A lot of them do things the right way. A lot of them, I don't know. But a lot of them need to work. And I can just tell you one thing. If you go to a congregation just to sit down and think you're saved, it doesn't work that way. Because if they read the Bible, it clearly states that you can only be saved through Jesus Christ. And you can only see the Father through Him. So if you don't accept Jesus, how can you see God? I mean, these people go there, they sit at a congregation, they read a couple words, they sing holy, 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 and they think they're all saved, you know? I mean, God will judge us equally individually by the things we did on this earth. So as far as we live, you know what I'm saying? I cannot judge no one because I don't know what God will do in the end. But I just want to spread the word and the truth that God has sent me to do. I mean, this is just the beginning. I don't know too much, but in time I will grow more and more spiritually with God and less dependent on man. Because I don't even depend on man. I depend on God for everything. And that's another reason why man hasn't found the answer to medicine. Because they don't depend on God. They depend on their own understanding. And if they do discover it's because God permits it. But that's what they haven't found the cure to AIDS. Because they don't depend on God by their own understanding. And that's why when they think they found the answer, they haven't. Because you know why? I think I read this already, but let's see. 1 Corinthians verse 8, chapter 2. And if anyone think that he knows anything, he knows nothing, yet as he ought to know. So people, even when these people think they have the answer and they think they know what they're doing, they really don't. So when they think they're this close, all their hopes go down the drain. And every time it happens because God doesn't want to permit it. Because we can only hold the keys to the universe and science through Him. And without Him, we will understand nothing. And man sees the lack of understanding of that. I mean, it's good that we've gotten foreign technology. Foreign, many great things are useful for a lot. But what's the use of it if it's destroying the whole world? They keep building and building new things and throwing away the old. All they're really doing, please people, all these chemicals, all these things just to build and build and build, they're destroying the whole earth. Pollution, chemicals, I mean, explosions, I mean, come on people. If the world is just depend on God, we're living peace and harmony, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of people don't seek to understand. Because, you know, when you're born into this world, it's very difficult to make the right choices knowing that you can grow up being deceived by man. And his tradition and his understanding. And when he tells you things, he doesn't tell you the things according to Christ, but through himself. You know what I'm saying? One man can be mad at God and tell others that God doesn't exist. And then from there will go a chain reaction, making other people believe the same thing. Telling them false lies that I did this or I did that and he wasn't there. You know? Sometimes when people don't understand, they gotta have patience and understanding. And look for God with all your heart. You can't just, you know, sit there with a hypocrite heart, ask for something, and expecting to get it. Knowing God knows your heart and your mind. You know what I'm saying? God can still give it to you. But He can give it to you and you'll turn away. Because most people be like, God, I need this. And He gives it to you. He shows you who He is in His power and His will. But you get it and you turn away. You know, God really knows your heart. He knows when you're really going to change. And God will do it all just for you. You know what God does when He sees a soul's going to repent and He prays to Him for the first time? He runs like a bolt of lightning, an instant second, just to save that soul. Give him the word and send him messages through His knowledge with them. And you know what? I believe it is true. Well, people, that was it. That was my explanation that God gave me to put there for the viewers worldwide. And I hope I didn't make no mistakes to this. And I did my best understanding that God gave me so I can give to you. So learn and understand. Don't depend on the understanding of man or what they tell you because it's full of lies. You know what I'm saying? If you really want to know the truth about God and what He's all about and what He wants for you and your destiny and your purpose in life, only God holds the answer to that. Because if He held the key to the whole universe, He holds the key to your destination and your life. So God can stand you up and do great things with you, but you must allow Him to use you and work with them and not against them. So for the word is life, and without it, nothing would exist. Well, people, that was it. God bless you, and that's it. Goodbye.